The Simpsons. After the latest season finale, rumors began to fly about it being the final episode of the dynasty. Although it hasn't been confirmed as the end of The Simpsons, we at Movie Recap Pro are asking one of the most enduring questions for a TV show. How should this iconic series finally say goodbye? Baby, oh, I know how to hold one of these. After over 3 decades, the lives of Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie have been filled with more laughs, emotional highs, and cultural moments than any other animated sitcom in TV history. They've even got the knack for predicting the future. But every show must eventually wrap up, and for The Simpsons, the potential for a satisfying finale is immense. So, how could the longest-running primetime show in television history bow out gracefully? Since its debut in 1989, The Simpsons has followed the lives of Springfield's most famous family for more than 30 seasons. We've seen the Simpson family evolve, face personal challenges, and tackle relevant social issues, all while keeping that familiar comedic edge. It's hard to imagine the show ever ending. After all, it's been ingrained in pop culture for decades. But for true fans, the thought of closure for these beloved characters is tough to take. And though it will be inevitable, there's huge stakes to get it right. In imagining the end of The Simpsons, there are 2 main things to consider. First, each family member needs a satisfying arc, some final note that feels earned. Second, the sprawling cast of supporting characters deserves closure too. With that in mind, let's dig into what an ideal series finale could look like. Let's start with the heart, soul, and stomach of the series, Homer Simpson. Homer's journey throughout the series is mostly comedic, with his bumbling nature causing chaos at work and home. But beneath the surface, Homer is a loving father who always tries, even if he fails in hilarious ways. One idea for Homer's arc is centered around his career at the Springfield nuclear power plant. Over the years, Homer has been everything from an astronaut to a farmer, but he's always found his way back to Sector 7G. Maybe the final episode could show him finally leaving the power plant, either by retiring or getting promoted, something that gives him the sense of accomplishment he's never really had. But more importantly, Homer's story is about his family. One way to truly wrap up his journey would be to focus on his relationship with Marge. We've seen them go through countless ups and downs, from marital counseling to almost divorces, but they always find a way back to each other. The final episode could emphasize how their love has endured. Maybe Homer, with his new executive wealth, could plan a grand gesture for Marge, something meaningful that shows, despite all his flaws, he's still the loving husband we've rooted for all these years. As the glue that holds the family together, Marge deserves her own shining moment in the finale. Throughout the show, Marge has been the embodiment of patience, compassion, and resilience. From supporting Homer's wild schemes to raising Bart, Lisa, and Maggie with grace, Marge is arguably the most underappreciated character in the series. For Marge, the perfect conclusion might involve her finally focusing on herself. After years of being the ultimate caregiver, she could pursue her own passions. A flash forward showing Marge achieving personal success while also being happy in her family life could be incredibly satisfying. After all, Marge is the emotional core of the show, and seeing her at peace would bring a sense of closure for fans. Now, let's talk about Bart Simpson, the true bad boy of animation. From prank phone calls to disrupting the entire town of Springfield, Bart has been the face of rebellion and mischief. But as the series progressed, we've seen glimpses of Bart's softer side. A perfect ending for Bart might show him finally growing up just a little. He doesn't need to lose his rebellious spirit, but a bit of maturity wouldn't hurt. After all, in the episode Itchy and Scratchy, the movie, we see that in the future, he has become Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. A scenario where Bart takes on responsibility, whether it's helping out a struggling friend like Milhouse or even becoming a mentor to younger kids at Springfield Elementary, would help keep that spark of ambition and justice alive. We've seen moments where Bart has shown leadership qualities, like in Bart the General or The Head Couple, so it wouldn't be out of character for him to step up in a meaningful way. Maybe Bart could even reconcile with Principal Skinner in the final episode, acknowledging that all his pranks were just a part of growing up. A moment of mutual respect between these two longtime adversaries would be a touching way to close Bart's arc. And let's not forget about his relationship with his father. Throughout the show, Bart and Homer's dynamic has been a cornerstone of chaos and competitiveness. A final bonding moment between father and son. Perhaps Bart pulling one last epic prank, but then embracing Homer with genuine affection, could wrap up their relationship perfectly. Lisa Simpson, the smartest and most ambitious member of the family, has always been slightly out of step with the rest of Springfield. The series has often hinted at Lisa's bright future, like in the episode Lisa's Wedding, which flashes forward to show her thriving as an adult. In Bart to the Future, she is even president. For Lisa, the perfect ending would involve her finally getting the recognition she deserves. Perhaps she earns a scholarship to a prestigious college, fulfilling her long-held dream of leaving Springfield and making a real difference in the world. But instead of simply moving away, Lisa's final arc could show her coming to terms with her family and the town she's always felt disconnected from. A beautiful moment could be a quiet farewell between Lisa and the rest of the family, with Homer, Marge, and Bart supporting her new adventures away from Springfield while knowing that she'll always be part of them. A flash forward showing Lisa achieving her dreams while still maintaining a close bond with her family would be a perfect conclusion to her story. Over the years, there have been a few moments where Maggie's voice was heard, but only very briefly. Though her personality does shine through in silent reactions, she remains largely a mystery. For the finale, a moment of Maggie finally speaking her first full sentence could be an incredibly touching moment. Fans have waited decades for this, and it would be a perfect way to signal the show's conclusion. The Simpsons wouldn't be The Simpsons without its rich supporting cast of characters. Moe Zyslak, the lovable, miserable bartender, has always been unlucky in love and financial success. A satisfying end for Moe might involve him finding a true romantic connection. He could finally step out of the loneliness that has defined much of his character and either sell the bar or land a windfall from the lottery. Nelson Muntz, the schoolyard bully with a troubled home life, could finally reconcile with his absent father. Over the years, we've learned about Nelson's struggles, and seeing him find peace and stability would be a heartwarming conclusion. Sideshow Bob, Bart's nemesis, has had one of the most complicated arcs in the series. His final episode could go either way, either full redemption or a grand Shakespearean downfall. If he were to finally give up his vendetta against Bart, it would show true growth. But a dramatic last-ditch scheme that fails spectacularly could also be a fitting end for the operatic villain. So, there you have it. A selection of potential endings for The Simpsons that balance humor, heart, and closure for all its beloved characters. Whether or not this is how the series actually wraps up remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, whenever The Simpsons does say goodbye, it will leave a huge hole in our hearts. Let us know in the comments how you think The Simpsons should end, and make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. Thanks for watching.